afternoon, everyone. This is Speaks Freely, and I am here with Emily. So, Emily, in this country, they've recently decided to no longer criminalise women who have an abortion beyond the 24-week limit. Do you have anything to say about that?
I would have to say that having just moved here just a little under 2 years ago from the United States, where things are very different, where I feared for my children and my daughter, I'm actually not against that. I think every woman should have the right to choose their own, make their own choices for their body. And I think there is a fine line between allowing abortions over that time period and people who just change their minds, if that makes sense. But I think every woman should be allowed to make the decision depending on the background, the circumstances, if the child is not healthy, if any deformities have happened in the child, anything that's better for the child and the mother in question.
Okay, so do you think that there should be circumstances, criteria that have to be met in order to get a late abortion? Or do you think that they shouldn't have to disclose a reason, or how late do you think it should get?
Ooh, okay, that is a heavy question. I think the only person that should be disclosed to are between doctor and woman in question. And I mean, I would hope that somebody who's going past a certain date, who has a healthy baby, thinks of other options such as adoption or anything like that. However, I would never judge a woman for making that choice of having an abortion, no matter the month.
Would you judge a woman, just a hypothetical question, just to see how, would you judge a woman who had an abortion, let's say, a week before the baby was supposed to be delivered, and the baby was perfectly healthy, and so was the mother?
I would imagine, I would hate to say I judge. I think that's a very strong word. I would hope that that would not be the case if the baby is completely healthy. I would not judge anybody who knows that their child is not going to be healthy. If you go that far along and you just find out if the baby's not going to live for many hours, why put a mother through the trauma of childbirth if there's something medically wrong? If the child is healthy, I would hope that that would never be the case. I would hope that human kindness, or a mother's sense, would never stop an abortion at that age. I would imagine that for that to happen, there would have had to be so many circumstances taking place for somebody to make that difficult choice. Like, it couldn't just be a flippant choice. I think I'd probably judge somebody, which I hate to say it because I don't like to judge people, but if it was just a flippant choice, if somebody just changed their mind, if they got that far along and said, oh, actually, I can't do it, but the baby's absolutely fine, then I think that should not be allowed. And I have to say, I'm married to a man who's adopted, and we know nothing about his biological parents or everything. And the one thing I have heard for the 20-odd years that I've been married to him is that he would, if he ever met his biological mother, he would always thank her for giving him the choice to live. And so I have that part, but then again, I'm the woman, and then I want to be able to make the choices for my body. Sorry, I think that was too long. And I hope I made sense with what I'm saying. I don't think anybody should be judged, but I would think that if you were a week away or even a month away from having a healthy child, that the choice of an abortion would no longer be there, or would no longer be an option that a mother would make, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I hope that makes sense.